Hello and happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad to be with you today. It's a beautiful day out in central New York. I'm fired up. I'm having the best day ever and trying to break free from anything that's holding me back from having the best day ever and becoming the best version of myself. Fills me with purpose and passion, and I hope it does for you too. Got some things I want to talk about today. A couple crazy Instacart stories. Wait till you hear these ones. I want to talk a little bit about energy takers and energy givers. If I had to pick one thing in my break free journey on a daily basis that would be most important, I would say energy. I need to be rested. I need to have enough fuel and focus to get up and go. Without it, I am just blah. So energy is really huge for me, and I got a bunch of energy takers that we can replace with energy givers. And finally, a quote by my good friend Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher. And if ever I can get an Epictetus quote in an episode, I'm happy with that. So let's start it off. It's a beautiful Tuesday. I'm working. I'm waiting tables 3 nights this week, so I got to make up some extra ground during the days, and I'm very happy to do that. Got out there and did some orders. I made about $75 today, but give or take $10 because one order I had to cancel. It was a $15 order that I had to drive about 7 miles for, and a little bit outside of town. I get to the guy's house, and I've never done one of these. It was a return from Walmart. Usually they're deliveries. This one was a return. And I see this guy like kind of in his side yard, and hello. And he looks at me, hello. I go, hi, I'm here for a Walmart return. He goes, you're about the third or fourth person who's come here this morning. And I'm like, oh no. He's like, yep. He's like, they keep sending people out here, but somebody took that like an hour or two ago. And I'm like, oh no. So now he just wasted all this time, all this energy, all this gas, etc. And now, like, geez, oh, bummer, right? So kind of get out of his driveway and pull down the road, and it's not letting me cancel the order because why would it? And I'm having a hard time contacting with support. So I call and I put it on speakerphone as I'm driving back into town, and finally it gets canceled, and I'm supposedly going to get reimbursed, like, I don't know, whatever. So hopefully that turns out okay. But so I'm at about $52, and I'm on my way home because I want to come home and make this video and do other fun things. And I see this $22 order pop up from Lowe's, which is just right down the street. It's only for one item. I look at the item. It's for a leaf blower. I'm assuming this will be in stock. It actually said a job site blower. It was 20 volts, whatever. So I pop right in there and I find it, and I cash out. Sure enough, and it's like 5 miles away. Okay, for $22. I mean, this has taken me like 20 minutes total. And I'm driving down this road, and I kind of got an idea where I'm going. I've been here before. It's a really, really nice place. Massive house, like massive farm. Lots of toys, you know, in the garages and all like that, like adult toys. They got a lot going on. So I get to the door, and I'm hoping I can just drop this thing. And it's about, I don't know, it's like this size, the box. It's almost like you could put a football in there. It's just kind of like a small rectangle. And I'm not thinking too much of it at this point. And so I finally see that I can't just leave it at the door because it's, you know, it's like $180 or however much it was. So it's kind of an expensive order. So I need a signature. And of course, as I try to get the signature thing going, it's just loaded. It's giving me the loading circle. And like, shoot. So I try to click it. So now I can scan the customer's ID because this thing's not going. So I see a woman walk by, and I can tell she's the cleaning woman. So I'm like, is there anyone around who can sign for this? Or perhaps have an ID? And she's like, let me find the owner of the house. So this woman comes to the door, and I explain to her, I go, the app signature thing is not loading. If you can grab your ID, I can scan it, and that will be it. She goes, why is the box so small? And I go, I don't know, but if you can grab your ID, I can scan it. I gotta find my wallet. So she goes, finds it, brings it back. Why is it so small? I don't know. You know, there was no substitutions. This is exactly what she ordered. I don't know why it's so small. Haven't you ever had a leaf blower? And of course I do. And I say, no. And she just looks at me, and I scan her ID. Thanks, miss. and I just go on my way. It's like, you ordered this thing. I don't know what you need. I'm not taking it personal. Maybe you need like, it's not even, she misordered it. And yet she's like verbally abusing the delivery driver. I'm like, come on, talking about energy takers. That woman was trying to take my energy, but I will not give it to her. It's just another laughable story of the craziness that happens out there every morning. And hopefully that woman, it also didn't come with a battery too. The guy told me in Lowe's, they go, this is just a tool, you need a battery. Okay, well, this is all they ordered. I don't know, they might have a battery at home. So I'll probably get a 1-star rating for doing my job, but that's usually how Instacart goes. But on to maybe some more positive talk. But it was a good productive day anyway. So now, energy takers and energy givers. So the first energy taker, sugar. And the first energy giver, sunlight. Replace sugar with sunlight. I think it was Saturday or something. I snuck one of the girls, like Reese's, the Halloween eggs or whatever they were, and I ate it. And I crashed afterwards. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, is that from the sugar or what? But, notice how much the sunlight gives you energy. The second one, people pleasing, and then being authentic. I can only be my true self, whether it's with this channel, whether it's me with customers at work. I have to be who I truly am with my friends, with my spouse, with my boss, whoever really, with strangers. If you're just yourself, it's going to make life so much easier. If you have to people please, and they might like this kind of video, or they might like that I say this, or my wife might like it if I do this. My boss, it's just be yourself. And if it's not good enough, then, find someone who it's good enough for. So just be authentic. Get some sunlight. The next one, fear and doubt. This is one I struggle with at times. And then the opposite of that would be positive self-talk. And I try to hype myself up. Fear and doubt. What would I have to fear and doubt? Well, maybe if I want to be a real estate agent, I do have fears and doubts about that. I'm scared and I have doubts, but I have to keep the positive self-talk going. I've been just funneling positive thoughts and self-thoughts into my brain, that it doesn't matter if you don't succeed, you're trying it. What's the big deal? You already have 2 jobs that you're good at. Nobody cares in the long run. Squash that fear and squash that doubt and start building up the positive self-talk. You are worth it. Be yourself. Be authentic. Get some sunlight. The next one's sitting all day. This is certainly one that I used to be guilty of, and the opposite of that would be movement. I've been moving all day since I woke up, and I got to sleep until 7:30, got the kids off to school, and then I'm out going. And I feel good. I feel pumped up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to continue it. I am filled with energy through that movement. If I'm sitting down all day, waiting for my wife to get home, waiting for the kids to get home, we're going to be going pumpkin picking today. A little bit late, but the weather is cooperating today. We had some busy weekends, and it's going to be a beautiful day to do some pumpkin picking. And I'm looking forward to just doing some things around the house too. So get up and move. Don't sit all day. Another energy taker is overthinking. And the next is living in the moment. I was watching Star Wars Episode 5 last night with my kids, Empire Strikes Back, and Luke wants to be trained as a Jedi. And Yoda is just like, no, wherever I've been watching you, wherever you are, your eyes are always on the horizon. Your eyes are always on to what's next, never where you are now, never what you are doing now. Are you overthinking about work or any other stressors that you've had in your life, what could have happened, what might happen, what did happen? Live in the moment now. Forget about the past and forget about the present. Focus right now. Dominate this moment, embrace this moment, enjoy this moment, and start stringing those moments together. And not only just embracing the moment, but as we'll talk a little bit later in this episode, is to be mindful of the moment also. But we'll get to that. The next one is worrying. We all have our worries. It's natural. I don't think too many people go through life without their worries, without overthinking, right? Avoiding all this stuff is not easy, but these are the tools that we can break free from these energy takers. So how can we break free from worrying? Deep breaths. It seems silly, but it's going to reset your nervous system. It's going to bring you calm. It's going to bring you peace. Break free from the worry and embrace the deep breaths. The next one is dehydration. Water is key. And what can we replace it with? Filtered water. Very huge. The next one, living on autopilot. What can we replace it with? Is living mindfully. Autopilot, just going through the day, just going through the weeks, the months even. I had to catch myself yesterday living on autopilot in the fall. I was thinking to myself, and you probably have thought it too, September and October have just gone by in a blink. And I'm thinking, I want to get to spring ASAP. So, I'm cool with November, December, but I know they're going to fly. And then, what's another 2 months? January and February. Get those out. I always say get me to March 1st. But I would say that's living on pretty hardcore autopilot. We only get so many falls. This is the first ever October 24th, 2023 that we've ever had. Why would we be in a rush to blast through it? Why would we be in a rush to blast through tomorrow or the next 4 months of cold, if that's where you are? And I've talked about some of my struggles with the cold in the past, but we only get so many of these things. I'm 43, 40, 50 more if I'm lucky, 60. There's not a million of them. They're not endless. So why would I want to blast through, 4 months of days that I'll never get back? And we shouldn't either. Living on autopilot. Are we racing from point A to point B? Are we noticing the foliage and the smell of the leaves and the fresh air and the fall sunlight on us? And, the peace of this house right now. All the things that we can be grateful for, the little small things, the small beauteous things. Energy taker, junk food, kind of falls into place with sugar. Energy giver, nutritious food. It's fuel. How much better are we going to feel if we can break free of the BS diet and fill ourselves with nutritious food? Another energy taker, the news. You can't help but run into it, but I do not watch the news. I haven't for years. Some of it you can't avoid. And there's obviously horrific news going on right now with Israel and Hamas. And it's just horrific. And I just can't believe that I'm even in the same world as that. But I don't bog myself down with it every night or our local politics, local, state, or national. I would just rather not. And I feel like I have much more positive energy. And I know sometimes when you're addicted to the news and you think that, you can't stick your head in the sand, but, give it a try. And it might be a selfish thing, but you'll have more energy and you'll have more positive energy. The next one is going to be resentment. What can we replace it with? Acceptance. Radical acceptance of the moment is going to lead you to peace. Do you resent that you have to work today, that you have to work tomorrow? Do I resent that no one's here in this house with me? Do I resent that I don't have a special coffee right now, or I don't have better clothes, or I don't feel better, or I wish I was someplace else? No, acceptance. I'm happy with this coffee that I have, talking to you in my house, peace and quiet. The moment right now is good. And it doesn't even have to be perfect. Some moments are bad. But if you accept them for what they are, you can control your response to them instead of just resenting them. It's almost like, this is the moment, this is the stream that we're in. Are we going with the flow, or are we getting dragged along, kicking and screaming? Acceptance. The next one, energy taker, gossip. Energy giver, friends. Friends can lift you up. Gossip is just going to fill it with negative energy. The next, clutter. And what do we replace clutter with? Minimalism. I do my best. I don't live with other minimalists. If The kids' room right now is not minimalist. My bedroom, you wouldn't even think is. I try to, probably OCD, try to keep my side of the bedroom a little bit cleaner, but my wife's got a lot more going on the other side too. I got certainly my little junk piles of stuff that I got to sell, blah, blah, blah. It's not like we don't have stuff in this house, but minimalism, not needing stuff, trying to have clear counters. I can see in the background now I got my little work dish that I bring to work, so I don't put it in a to-go box every night we get a meal at work, and I don't want to waste the boss's money, so we bring in our own kind of like Tupperware things. Clear spaces, not needing a lot of junk. Minimalism will fill you with much more energy. One of the greatest things I've ever practiced, and it's a practice, right? It's not a... And then how about hate? Hate is an energy taker. Boy, it'll suck it right out of you. And what will give you energy? Love. All you need is love, right? And I think the world could use that now, every single person. And finally, today's episode will conclude with a great quote from my friend Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, when he says, "When someone is grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside of themselves." And of course I circled outside. They shouldn't have to look outside of themselves for approval. I feel grounded in life. I don't need approval for what I'm wearing, who I'm hanging out with, what I do to pass the time, what I enjoy, what I do for a living, what I drive, what stuff I need or don't need to make me happy, how I spend my time. None of that stuff, I'm not interested. And hopefully that has me grounded in life, in a peaceful place, in the moment, living mindfully, filling myself with positive talk, getting some sunlight, eating some nutritious food, playing some good music with friends. Don't need a lot of stuff, and a heart filled with love. And I wish the same for you, and I wish you a great day, and I look forward to talking with you very, very soon. Break free.